So, uh, we'll begin. I'm going to begin by introducing myself to you. I'm Habiba. I'll be your support worker and your mentor to determine and break down the reasons for seeking support. I just would like to provide you with some information regarding what my role is to you and, how I can support you, whatever the information that you provide me. I just would like to also provide you some information regarding what your parameters are, your surroundings, your confidentiality rights, procedures throughout your sessions that you have with me throughout your time. So to gain and maintain a healthy relationship with you, we'll be setting specific times and dates to gain and maintain, an ongoing relationship. We'll be setting specific times, such as fortnightly or monthly. It depends on what you feel comfortable doing. If for some reason, urgent matter, that you need to contact me directly, I have a work phone on hand in which I'll provide you with my contact number at the end of the session. My times of contact are between Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. So if you need me at any point and you can't get in contact with the receptionist or any other concerns or you can't get me through email, please contact me directly through that. I will get back to you as soon as I can. So surrounding your confidentiality, the information that you provide me with is between you and me. For any reason I feel concerned about your welfare, I will need to speak to an outlet within the section, such as a manager. So that's, say if you're feeling suicidal, for example, I will need to reach out to someone else to support you through that matter. Okay, so at any point throughout the sessions you feel uncomfortable, please communicate that to me. It's vital to hear your thoughts and feelings within each session, as it can determine what you require and whether you feel comfortable continuing down the pathway that we're going down and the support that I'm providing you that you're happy with. So today I just would like to get to know you more, understand the reasons that you are seeking support and any other information that I need to move forward with you. Okay, so if you want to start giving me some information and just speaking about yourself, I just want to get to know you a little bit more, what you're here today, what are your main concerns that we can focus on?
Well, I'm Eliza. I'm 48. I am an Indigenous woman.
Mm-hmm.
I am probably, my biggest issue at the moment is I am having quite a few issues with depression, and just finding, solid relationships
Mm-hmm.
in, that I have experienced quite a few bad relationships, quite often violent relationships. And I guess, that makes me feel quite often, helpless or hopeless and just really wanting something more on that side of things. I suppose I am a member of the Stolen Generation. I have spent quite a lot of time in and out of group homes and things. So I suppose that plays a role in, my depression.
Mm-hmm.
I've also, experienced, when I was 16, I was raped, and I had a child and gave that up for adoption, which I regret.
Okay. So what you've told me, that I just do want to know. I want to know, tell me a little bit more about your depression. What are you feeling? What are the symptoms that you get? How do you feel when you're going through that bout of depression? What do you isolate yourself? Do you, for example, take any narcotics to help with the stresses and the trauma that you've been through?
I do smoke recreational marijuana, which, I would like to give up. I live with my adult nephew who's just been diagnosed with schizophrenia. I also have my granddaughter. So I do have dealings with the family services, and that does cause quite a lot of stress.
Mm-hmm.
And
Definitely. So how often do you smoke marijuana, and do you have any effects do you feel some sort of like physical effects when you do smoke marijuana, whether that would be when you're going up or even coming down? How do you feel when going up and down from using?
I suppose I do smoke marijuana just because it does take the edge off at the time, but then I suppose when I do smoke, then I really think that I need to not be smoking.
Definitely. Okay. I would like to ask you regarding so you said about you've got a couple kids.
I do. I've got 4 kids, so yep. So my daughter, she's in detention centre due to drug-related theft. So I have care of her daughter.
Mm-hmm.
She's how old is she? She's 8. Yeah. And then 3 other children that are all between 19 and 33.
Mm-hmm. And does your depression have any effect, the trauma that you've been through, for example, the being raped at a young age and having not so healthy relationships throughout your life, has that really affected towards the children directly in any sort of way, mentally, emotionally?
I suppose it has. Yeah, I would imagine it definitely does. I would say I still carry a lot of those feelings through from my past experiences.
Definitely. It's definitely hard to, go through being raped at such a young age, also having a child at a young age. That's very traumatic. Even having to adopt and, not have that child in your life that you carried for 9 months. But so I would like to understand, do you have any goals, where would you like to go down? What route would you like to go down? What is your end goal? Do you have any goals in mind, any short-term goals, long-term goals?
At the moment, I'm studying nursing, so I'd really like to be able to finish that. And I'm working in aged care, so I would really like to be able to just show my granddaughter that, Indigenous women can be, strong role models.
Most definitely, most definitely. Well, giving the information that you've provided me today, I think it would be great for you to continue down the path with your studies. I think that's a wonderful outlet for you to learn and gain some, confidence and knowledge on something that you love, and supporting people within your community, whether that will be emotionally, physically. I think that's wonderful. So I would keep that up. Regarding your marijuana use, I would definitely seek support on getting some information, not only on how it affects you inside, but also how it affects you emotionally. So I think I can give you some information surrounding those issues. We can also touch base on dealing with how to, I wouldn't say control, but be a little bit more mindful and understanding of how marijuana, it's not, it can turn it, what I'm saying is it can turn into something more like not so great down the path, such as going into more heavy drugs, such as, for example, ice. I don't want you to go down that path. So maybe the best option for you to do is seek also support in narcotics. I think it's a group. Maybe you have I can search some groups in terms of within your Aboriginal section within your group and see if we can get you into a support group. So I think that would be wonderful for you to go through that. Surrounding your depression, I think it'll be great to firstly see a GP. I want you to get some information on what depression is, which I can give that to you, or the GP can give that to you. But I really want you to focus on your depression, because there's also trauma involved in that as well. So with your past, and we really need to get on top of that before it gets worse. Okay, so how do you feel about what I've given you today, what I've spoken to you about today? Any issues, any concerns? Anything I've missed?
No, I don't think so. Yeah, I'm happy to sort of look into it and get the information that I need to better myself.
Definitely. And at the end of the day, I'm also here to give you that information. So I will definitely take some time after this session to look into some like NA sessions, Narcotic Anonymous groups for you. So I can definitely email those to you if I can get you details and whatnot, and then I can follow that up with you. Be able to track, and I'll probably see you in a couple of weeks. I think it would be ideal to just keep on top at the moment, just because you're in a vulnerable state and emotionally drained at the moment. So I really want to keep on top of that with you at the moment until we feel comfortable getting you out on your own.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
All right. Yeah, thank you.
Wonderful. Alrighty, thank you. I hope you have a lovely day.
You too. All right. So do we stop that one now? Okay. So hi, Habiba. Thanks for coming in to see me today. I understand that would have probably taken a fair bit of courage. There's just a few things we need to go over before we really get started. So I'm Eliza, and I'm one of the mental health workers here. It is my role, more or less, to support you and help you through whatever we need to. There's just a couple of other ground rules we need to go over before we get into anything. So more or less, that is, your privacy and confidentiality is top priority and within this service. And, under most circumstances, everything that you have to share with us is between us. But there may be times when I do have to share that information. So if I feel that yourself is, in immediate danger, or anyone else that it comes across that you may harm yourself or somebody, then I have a duty that I do need to share those bits of information. If any other circumstances come up that we need to share some information, maybe whether or not there is someone else that's a little bit better suited at sorting things out and helping you get the support that you need to get where you want to be. So that's the only other time information will be shared from my side of the fence. But in saying that, when we get to that point, we will go over the process and everything else of how that happens, so that there is a clear understanding of what's going to happen and who's getting the information and what information we're sharing at the time. So yeah, we still need to maintain professional boundaries and those sorts of things, but you also have rights and all those sorts of things. So if there's anything that you need, you are more than welcome to ask for them. If there's anything that you don't understand, then I'm happy to go over those, and that's, we're here to help and support you. So yeah, once again, thanks for coming in. What brings you here today? Is there anything you'd like to share?
Yeah. As you know, I'm 45 years old. I'm of Sudanese background. I migrated to Australia with my sisters and my 10-year-old. When I was 10 years old, sorry. So I have 4 children that are at a young age. So it all varies. I'm currently, what brings me in today is that I'm struggling with a few things. So I'm going through financial pressures with my husband at the moment. So it's putting a lot of pressure on us and on top of that, I'm also struggling to sleep at the moment, but I've been prescribed by my GP benzodiazepine, with, as you know, Valium. So I take that a few hours before I go to bed. I'm not sleeping at the moment. I'm really struggling to sleep. So he's given me that to, get some rest. But I am getting some effects, not only for myself, but also on my surrounding family. It's affecting them in ways that I don't particularly would like. So I'm here today just to get some support on that, and ways in which to go about it.
Yeah, absolutely. No worries. That's certainly something we can aim to help you along with. So you've mentioned that you came to Australia at 10 with your sister. Do you still have any contact with your sister?
Look, yes, I do.
Yeah.
But because I'm just going through all these stresses and all these feelings of emotion, and also being so tired every day and having this drug, I have no motivation to
Yeah.
get up and
Yeah.
motivate myself to get out of the house or contact friends, family. It's very difficult.
Yeah. So you're feeling as though that maybe you're starting to shut yourself off from
Definitely, I
everything.
isolate myself.
Yeah. Yeah. No worries at all. So the Valium you were prescribed, is that helping?
It is.
Or is yeah.
It is, but I feel like I'm just drifting.
Yeah. Yeah. So you also mentioned that you think that it's maybe affecting your children. Is there anything specific that you think is coming across to your children?
Mm-hmm. So my 8-year-old daughter is struggling at the moment. She's going through a lot of behavioral issues within class. So I'm not 100% entirely sure of whether that's because my actions are affecting her. I'm not paying enough attention to her or giving her the time of day for her schooling and for herself. So that's a big
Yeah.
concern. So yeah.
No worries. Yep. So all the things you've shared so far are definitely something that we can try and work together to try and, bring yourself that little bit more ease, I suppose, make you feel a little more settled so that you can, stop, oh well, not stop, but make you feel that bit more comfortable that no one else is being affected, and get yourself on top of where you'd like to be.
Mhm.
So I think the Valium, I mean, if it's helping you sleep, then that's fantastic at the moment.
Mhm.
But I think we really need to look at, understanding the effects and the ongoing, issues that may arise from having continuous use of Valium. So I'm thinking, if you're happy to, what we can do is maybe try and find some extra support for you, and find a solid routine, or maybe even some financial assistance to ease the arguments between yourself and your husband. That just might be one less stress that sort of helps you settle.
Mhm. Okay, wonderful. That sounds great.
So is there any other questions or anything else that you'd
Um,
like to share today?
yeah, so I also, I should have mentioned this at the beginning, but I went through a difficult birth.
Yeah.
Um, that also played a contribution to me feeling so isolated. I'm really, it's not sure if I am suffering with a bit of anxiety or depression. That's why I'm also here today. Like, I just want to touch base on you and what you see me now. I'm not sure. I don't know. Like, I don't know if my past with this birth has really traumatized me.
Yeah. Yes. No worries. So, I mean, birth is a very difficult thing at the best of times, and when things are a little bit difficult, I could understand that would definitely set off some stresses.
Mm.
Is there, certain side effects that you're still having from the difficult birth?
To be honest with you, I'm feeling quite suicidal at points. Not every day. I just had bouts of suicidal thoughts, and that's very concerning to me and my family, because no one should go through a loss that involves that type of thing. It's just not healthy. It's not good.
Yeah, yeah, no worries. So, look, as far as, having suicidal thoughts, have you ever actually gone as far as planning how you might, take your own life?
No. It's just
No?
thoughts and feelings. It's not I don't actively take my time to write a plan down of how I'm gonna off myself.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's a good thing that you don't have a plan. It's certainly, you'd like to not see that, you wouldn't like anyone to experience, the aftermath if you have, eventually suicide. Um, so in regards to that, we definitely need to work on that and make sure that your safety is top priority.
Mhm.
Also with the difficult birth side of things, it's completely normal for most women to have continence issues following, birth. There is definitely options and all sorts of equipment and things like that, panty liners, all those things that, can make that day trip to the shops or the trip to the school that little bit easier and not as stressful. So that's certainly something we can have a look at and educate each other on, making sure we've got those things to make day-to-day things that be
Definitely.
easier.
That sounds good.
All right, no worries. Well, going over what we have today, I feel safe that you're not going to, harm yourself or anything in the immediate future. So I think our best option would be to have a look at finding some social circles and just getting a bit more of a support network available for you to help, ease that anxiety and that depression, the financial assistance to maybe make things that bit easier just to get you started to the journey you need to be on.
Sounds wonderful.
All right. Well, if you're happy with how everything's gone so far today, we might reschedule another appointment, say next week or the week after, whatever suits best for you.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.